Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Hi, it's 8:01. I'm at work. Whew. So I'm going to be at the Brea Improv on Sunday. That is, where am I going? Oh, yeah, let me look it up real quick. But I'm going to be at Sunday at 7 p.m. I'm going to be playing with Eric Rivera, hilarious comic. You can get tickets at improv.com/Brea. And if you use the promo code Rivera, you can get complimentary tickets. So I hope to see my Orange County family and friends there. That'd be nice. I doubt they'll go, but it'd be nice to see you there. You know, I've been working on my act for a while, so it's going to be funny. All right, today I'm going to talk about success and successful people not always being smart. Now, there is a psychological principle in life where it's called the halo effect. And what it is, it applies to different things. But one example is good-looking people usually are considered more intelligent, more desirable, obviously that part, but they're also considered more intelligent. So when people have a certain genetic look, they usually get more opportunities, they end up making more money, and we tend to think that they are smarter simply because they're good looking. And it's very similar with success. So if somebody is very successful at acting, for example, we assume that they know other things, which isn't actually always the case. It's a psychological trick we play on ourselves. And I think it comes from the fact that we are tribal creatures by design. That's how we've survived for many thousands of years. I don't even know how long we've been around, but we've survived in that way. And so we look at people like a famous actor, that they must be smart, but not necessarily. And not to say that they're not smart at acting. That is a skill that does take a lot of resilience. It takes a lot of effort. It's not easy. I'm not discounting that at all. And whenever I talk crap on actors, I don't dislike what they do. I respect what they do, but it doesn't mean that they know necessarily anything about anything that's not acting. They're really good at acting, and that is amazing, but they may not know a lot of other things. Like, I know editing. I'm not the best, but I know it. And I know comedy, actually I feel like I'm a student of comedy, but I'm not a political guy. I'm not smart I couldn't tell you how to do financing. I'm like, I don't know any of that world. And it's because, unlike other people where they have opinions on everything, I just go, look, don't listen to me. I have opinions because I think it's funny, but I don't have opinions where I expect anyone to actually take me seriously. So the halo effect, if you look it up, it's a psychological principle that we, as human beings, do a lot. So we tend to take people that are successful in one area and just extrapolate that out to other areas and go, well, they must know what they're talking about. And that's not necessarily true. So it's a thing that you have to kind of avoid falling into the trap, because it's very easy to do. It's one of those things where it's almost like human nature is to follow leaders, which I get. We do need. There are roles that we all fall into. So, for example, there's and that's been overused incorrectly usually. There's like Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Gamma, and those do exist. And people try and resist and go, "That's not real." It's like, no, that is real. It absolutely exists. And in society, you're going to fall into different categories. I'm at work. I would say that I'm more of a Bravo role, where I come in and I try to help people that are more successful succeed. That's what I do. And in fact, I enjoy that role. I enjoy being somebody that helps others succeed. And in a way, it's teaching me how to learn how to be more of a leader role, which is not exactly always easy to do leadership roles, because there's a lot more responsibility. If you're in the alpha role, you're going to take all the arrows, and you're going to be the one that everyone tries to take down. Whereas in Bravo, you're support to a leader, and you don't have to necessarily take the brunt of the, what do you call it? You're not exactly putting up all the risk. So usually people that are more leader type people would be people that start their own businesses, or like Meg right now, she is freelancing, so she is the head of her own categories, or her own business. So she is definitely alpha in that respect. And it is, you know, it takes a lot of skill, and it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of, well, I tried to do it and I couldn't. So I'm happy that I'm in a more support role at my work, because I help other people, and it does help my own career. So I'm learning things. I'm learning skills that I wouldn't have, you couldn't learn in school, actually. And that's what I think people need to realize is the best education is doing something that you want to do, not necessarily school. Because a lot of people that teach are, well, in my experience, I went to film school, and most of the people in film school are not making films, with a few exceptions. Like, I had a great sound design teacher that worked on The Fugitive, and he won an Oscar for that, for his work. That guy actually worked, but not a single other teacher, I think, that I had really did anything other than they wanted to be filmmakers, but instead they became teachers. So I'm not saying teachers aren't important, but usually the people that teach aren't necessarily doing what they want. And if you want to learn something, you can. I mean, especially nowadays, education is pretty much free, especially for the arts. If you have an LA, an LA library card, you can get free lynda.com subscriptions, not subscriptions, but you don't have to pay to learn how to do anything in filmmaking. You can learn how to edit. It teaches you step by step how to use different programs for editing, Final Cut, After Effects, Avid. It teaches everything. So I would say school, especially for the arts, is sort of, well, I don't know if it's a waste, because you can learn a few things here and there, but and it does connect you with other people, and that's a skill that is important. And maybe I never had that problem because I've always done comedy, so I've always found people willing to just make short films and do different projects. But yeah, so anyway, successful people aren't necessarily smarter. They just are very good at different types of, like, they're good at their specific skill, but they aren't necessarily better at, like, general knowledge. So that's my morning wisdom, I guess. I don't know. I've been rambling for too long, but I hope somebody got something out of this. And all right, have a good day. I'm gonna go start work pretty soon.